Alright, so it is a trade recap for the 5th Feb 2026. We took a buy on gold where we probably should have taken a sell. However, the plan was followed. There is only a couple of things that I would like to go over in this trade recap. So yes, it was a loss. It was a loss of minus 74 pips, so no hard feelings. It's a relatively smaller stop than what I usually use, and that's because we went very aggressive on this trade position. So actually, entering this trade position, now that I see it, we've split it into two ranges. I was actually looking for a continuation up. So when we're looking at mirroring price action at this specific area, what I would typically look for is you've got liquidity being validated in this area, which you got. So when you got the liquidity, you were looking for entries. And unfortunately for me, we never got retests in this area at all, right? The retest in this area, I was looking for the hour, but we actually got the drive on the candle 1 minute before the candle actually pushed up. So if we look towards, where was it, 5-9, it was this area here where price action started to give you that momentum to drive up. Then you had the 15 retest, which again, nothing really came close for price action to say, yeah, you know what, you're validated to enter this trade position. And I did have a different level at that given point too, so it probably made it a little bit more confusing for me. I didn't have the most up-to-date lines that I really would have wanted, or as good of a lines as what I have here, because now we can adjust it to what price action has actually done. I will say today's price action has been really tough for me to read. I know now when you see it, it's just been ranging the whole day. I called London opportunity. I really wanted to catch a piece of the market coming in from this morning when we woke up quite early. I was going into London thinking I should take some sells here on the hour open, but then I just remained hesitant on that because I wasn't too sure if we needed more liquidity as form of confirmation for my 1 through 5 checklist. But then yeah, price action has just been absolutely sublime. Had I understood, price action came down, back up for a retest. You'd be looking for an entry here to continue sells from 11:30. I wasn't on the charts then, but then your full TP I think was somewhere here, and then price action here gave you indication price should continue to pop up. I should have seen that, and then same thing here. This is where I took the buy position, and the buy position. Let's just go over this trade. It was right up here, literally right at the top of this candle, that we took the trade at the open. And I was looking, because this is the line that I had up on the screen, I'm looking for price to re-break that current high, and we were validated on this trade position. You had the lows, so the lows came down, and then price action revalidated by breaking the previous candle low. So then once price action flipped bullish, we're expecting a small drive up. Unfortunately, that didn't happen for me, so then we just continued to leave the stop where it was. You rebroke it, minus 74 pips, price action continues to come down. That's completely fine, because what in my head I was looking for was a mid-range reversal, or not mid-range reversal, mid-range continuation where price actions hit the top of the range. You're looking for a retest back down, and then a continuation from this point at 687 all the way up to 8, that's 887 all the way to 933, and unfortunately we didn't get that. That would be the copy of this price action. So here you would have the continuation of price pushing up to push through the mirror on price action that you have to the left of the screen. Unfortunately for me, it didn't turn out the way I expected it to, and now the daily's just retraced all the way back down, and you're going to be closing out quite bearish. Overall, I knew that it's a bearish day. I had notes to tell me it was a bearish day, yet I still decided to get into some buys. So at that time, I just had the conviction for a mid-range. At that time, I was also thinking a lot about I should be getting into a position today. It's been a long time this week that I haven't been in a position. It's the first trade this week, and just knowing to keep the psychology back in check as well. No matter how long you've been on the charts, it's still going to get to you sometimes, and that's again something that you have to continue to work towards avoiding. But honestly, my track record for this has been really, really good, and I don't really have too much of a concern of just one or two in every so often meaning a couple of months at a time, to have one-off trade where it's not particularly the best or highest quality trade setup that we could have taken. But yes, the 1 through 5 checklist was correct. We validated it all, but I will say, looking to vet the position, probably needs a little bit of work. So I mentioned here a very aggressive position entry based off of the 1 hour and the 1 minute time frame, wanting an in on price. Based on current ranges I had marked out, I tried for a mid-range play, which, as we know, does not have a very high success rate. It was per se experimentation, but I will admit some of this was because I was pushing for a trade. Liquidity areas for me made sense, but finding entries at the pivot points were a little harder without the retests. Although the plan was followed, vetting for a high quality position for sure could have been better, and that really is it. Price action today, like I said, wasn't really necessarily the best of quality, but if we had identified the pivot points even better, for example, actually having conviction this morning to take the sells down, for sure we would have had a much better day. I mean, looking at the fake out here, now you look at it, this was on the hour. When the hour first opened, you're looking at breakouts, take the breakout, you're coming down, that's 1,000 pips of profit in one trade in one day. You've made up for the entire last year. So all of these things just come into perspective. You vet the high quality positions, you keep on working towards the goal of becoming better. February is going to be an absolute dream. I have February goals being set out for this month. And so far, it's literally just to take steps to improve consistently and identifying higher quality positions. Unfortunately, today I think I kind of forced that a bit too much. Contributed to account value. Right now, I've subtracted from it, and then back testing systems and my approach to find positions, higher quality positions, quicker. Which means I'm spending less time hesitating on the charts and actually finding an entry and planning the entry before it actually happens. And that's basically it. It's a wrap for the February the 5th, 2026, and we're on to tomorrow. It's the last trading day of the week. Let's see if we can make something happen, make use of the backtesting sessions, make use of high quality position trades, and prior price action.